How are you guys doing? It's your girl Karma, and I am back. And so today's video is going to be along the lines of stuff I usually talk about, but it's something kind of sort of new for me, right? So let's talk about the word self-worth, right? Because I feel like in depth, like people, like, self-worth is not to be confused with self-love, self-confidence, right? Those are their own words with their own meanings. But self-worth is something that, it's a word that I've heard of. It's a word that for my whole life, because I'm 42, I have assumed that I knew what it was, when in fact I did not really truly know what self-worth was, right? And as I go on, and even self-concept, right? These are all different. So as I dive deeper into my manifestation journey and the things that I want in my reality and that I bring into my reality, that I experience, right? Self-worth, like recently, self just popped up in my head. It just popped up in my head, right? And I guess I kind of got there because, like, some stuff that my specific person had did in my 3D had me feeling like I shouldn't be dealing with this, right? And then it had me feeling, it wasn't like cheating or nothing, but then it had me feeling like, why am I allowing this? Then I was like, why do I even see my specific person as a person who would say something like this to me? And then it's like a light bulb went on in my head, and it was like, self-worth. Self-worth. Because no one outside of you determines your self-worth, and they only respond to what you have determined that your self-worth is. So now, like, Google self-worth and was reading definitions and everything. And I got my journal here. I got my journal. I don't know if you can see it because of the background. Oh, there's my uncle and his fiance. I'm going to their engagement party tomorrow. But anyway, I have this cute little book that I bought from Copper and Brass. I found her on Instagram. Hey, Kristen. I'm glad somebody's here to hear me, because it's some good stuff I just discovered about myself. So self-worth. Self-worth, not to be confused with self-concept, which is how you see yourself and how others see you. Not to be confused with self-love, because loving yourself means that you want the best for yourself. You will not harm yourself. You know what I mean? Self-worth. So I Googled the definition. I don't even think I wrote the definition down. I don't. But okay, I didn't write down the definition of self-worth. Don't shoot me, okay? But I did come across some questions that the definition made me think of, right? Let me see. I can look up self-worth on my other phone if y'all need me to. Your hair looks cute. Thank you, girl. I had curled it earlier, so now it's a little funky, but it was cute. So, the first question I came across as I was Googling self-worth was, what value do you see in yourself, right? And that question was like, you ever heard the term, like, a fully loaded question? Think about that question and think about yourself. What, I got this all written down in my book, y'all. So let me see. Can y'all see that? Yeah. So just so I'm going off notes. Okay. That's when I look over here, I'm going on my notes. What value do you see in yourself? And this question almost made me cry as I reread it to myself, because I was like, damn, what is my value? And then you think about people that say the question like, what do you bring to the table, right? And I was like, well, okay, let's think about this table, this hypothetical table. The things that you would bring to the table, because car, house, is really not here or there, because anybody in a relationship can get those things, right? But what value do you see in yourself? So I had to sit up, and what I did was I started writing things that I believed were valuable about myself. Now, your list is going to differ because we're all different, right? We all had different experiences. Even though we may have had the same experience, we still have had different experiences, different upbringings, different things have happened to us. So I was like, okay, what value do I see in myself? I had to write down some things that's on myself. So I'm going to share with you guys what I feel like is shareable. So I was like, I'm good at saving money. I'm like, okay, and that is a valuable thing to have, because rainy day, blah, 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 right? Even though you can manifest that things are always working in your favor. I'm just saying. So I was like, okay. Then I said, I accept my imperfections and change them as I can, or learn how to change them. And that, I feel like that is value, because especially when you're dealing with coworkers, family, friends in a relationship, right? Sometimes they may come at you with a thing that's bothering them about you. Not necessarily a thing, but it may be something that you too, actually, it is something that you too have seen about yourself, because people around us only reflect what our thoughts have been. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? It is valuable to be able to see your imperfection and to consciously want to change it, whether it is listening to subliminals, affirmations, just being able to see what you deem as an imperfection. Because just because a person says that's an imperfection for you, you don't have to agree with that, right? It's your reality. But if it is a thought that you've had before, your 3D has no choice but to mirror to you these imperfections, right? So I definitely encourage you to look at what you may feel like your imperfections are and work on them. Read on them, read on other people's experiences on them. Like, learn how to change. You might find a technique that works for changing that imperfection, and then realize that that imperfection is something that makes you you, and you don't want to change it anyway. But at least give yourself both sides of the coin to really change that. So so the question is, what value do you see in yourself? And these are the answers that I wrote to myself. I was like, I am confident. And I'm definitely confident, y'all. Like, if y'all ever met me in real life, like, this is really me. Like, on here, how I am is really how I am. I keep it 1,000, and that's just how I am, right? This is how I talk to you guys. This is literally how I am. So I am a confident person. I said, I have self-respect, self-love, and I also have love for my neighbors, those around me, like the people in my 3D. I have love for them too. And I feel like that's a good value, because if you don't value people, the people around you, relationships you have, they're going to fall apart. They can cause you harm. They can cause you physical harm. Like, people have heart attacks and strokes and aneurysms from stress, right? So definitely having self-respect, having boundaries, right? That is a good value to have, because it can protect you from a lot of unnecessary hurt in this life, okay? I said I uplift people, and I feel like I do uplift people. Just how I talk to you guys, is how I talk to strangers that come up to me, is how I talk to my friends that call me when they need me, or that I bump into. Like, I uplift people. So the question is, what value do you see in yourself? And I encourage you guys to get you a journal. Like I said, I got this cute journal, just for anybody new, from Copper and Brass on Instagram. So, like, she always has good deals. But the question is, what value do you see in yourself? Take the time to get yourself a journal, write this question down, and write down these answers that you deem are important to you, because only you determine what your self-value is. No one outside of you determines your self-value. Okay, so another thing I wrote was, I tell people to be positive. I tell people to be positive, and tell them ways that they are positive. Because it's one thing to tell someone to be positive, it'll get better, the money will come, which is what I do. But also tell them how they are positive. And say when they've done a good thing, or you see the change that they're trying to implement in their life. Like, keeping others positive, I think that's a good value to have. Okay, so my favorite one, I don't let rejection deter me. Like, I've never been afraid of rejection. Like, I could get rejected. I mean, like, a job I wanted, a position I wanted, a team I wanted to be on, whatever it is, a relationship, whatever it is. I'm basing the rejection theory off of the past, because now I'm not rejected. I'm wanted and loved, chosen, anytime and everywhere. But I never let the rejection stop me, right? Like, I never let it stop me. I never let a no stop me. Like, even when I had to close my boutique, it is like a form of rejection, because you feel like your business has failed, but it did not fail. It just was, I wasn't where I needed to be. And I got to experience it, and I got to do it, and I will open another boutique, but it didn't deter me from knowing that I can get another bigger place, get more inventory, never being deterred. Rejection has never deterred me, and I think that is a value that I have. I keep myself up, meaning, like, I like to look cute, like to get dressed, but I also like to dress how I like to dress. Heidi. Funny story, I have a little cousin. Well, she's not that little. She's 15. But her name is Heidi, and when I see her, I always say, Heidi. Oh, I see. Heidi. Heidi! So, that's always my little cousin. So, the question was, what value do you see in yourself? These are the answers that I said about me. I help others and I stand up for myself. Yes, and I love that about me because if I see an injustice going on in front of me, I will totally speak up and say something. And I will also speak up if an injustice is going on with me. Like, take for last night, me and my homegirls went out. Bria, hi, Bria Lex. Last night, me and my homegirls went out. We all piled in the XL Uber, right? So one of my homegirls had to be in the third row, right? So I was in the front passenger. I don't have them problems. So, so as they're getting out, my homegirl's in out the second row. She's pulling the lever to let one of my other homegirl out the third row. The lever breaks off. I'm about to land my plane, y'all. The lever breaks off. And I was like, and then so my homegirl is already out and everybody's been drinking. She's like, come on, y'all. I'm like, well, wait a minute. The lever's broken, we gotta try to fix it, right? If it was unfixable, what I'm saying, like, of course, I guess Uber charges you, blah, blah. But the driver was explaining to us, ways to get this little piece back on. So my friend over here that ain't even in the car no more, ain't even involved, girl, why ain't you in the party? Why is you here? Worried about it? You gonna come fix it? No, because you drunk. This is how I talk to my friends. So we end up sticking the lever back on. We go off. Good night, guy. So as I stepped to my friend that was talking that had nothing to do with it, she like, well, why didn't the guy just get out and help? And I said, well, why would he get out and help? He didn't break the lever, and he plainly gave us directions on how to fix it. And I'm like, and at the end of the day, he didn't break it. Those two did. Like, you don't believe that they should be held accountable for what they broke? So I'll just say that we kind of had a little back and forth, but thank you. These are number 921 and the cherry ones, I think it's 921. So we had a little back and forth. We cool now, of course, because friends do that. But I'm the type of friend where I'm gonna call you on your shit. Like, you don't think they should fix it? You don't think why he gotta fix what they messed up? Like, they need to be accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I stand up for others and I stand up for myself too. That's a value I'm proud to have, because sometimes people need to know that they not being holding people accountable or seeing where they should be held accountable. So I show up when times are serious, and I think about the call I got when my auntie's husband passed. I ended up going to her house and sitting with her for a while. Thank you, Bria. I think about when she's my best friend too, Tammy, really. But my best friend's sister, right? I mean, if you hang out with your best friend, you're going to live with sister too. When she passed and we sat at the hospital, we sat at the house, we cried. And I always just think about that is a value to have, to be able to empathize with those you love, to be able to sit with someone who's grieving and show them a form of love. That is a value. Self-worth is what we're talking about. Your self-worth is the value in things, the value that you see in yourself. I said, I don't let others dictate how I respond, dress, etc. And true, because some people like to control how you're supposed to respond to stuff. And even when I think about my friend, I wasn't trying to control how she was responding it, but I just wanted her to see how the people that broke it need to be held accountable, not the owner of the object. But so yeah, I don't let others dictate how I respond. I'm not going to dictate how anyone else responds, but if I see you on some BS, I'm going to call you on it. Now, if you still want to be on it after that, I mean, that's on you. I said, I won't leave my friends or my partners when things get rough. And I think about, I don't even know if I even told you guys, if you've ever seen the video with me and my big sis, Brandy, her boyfriend got murdered in May. Maybe I told you guys about it. I don't know. It was such a hectic time. Was I even making videos then? But I just remember, just as soon as I heard about it, just driving to her house and just crying with her. Just crying with her. Just crying, And I like that about me, because like I said, I show up for my friends. I'm there for them. And I just won't leave them when they really need me to. Yeah, I don't think, when that was going on, it was very hard, because I actually lost 2 friends in May. My other friend, Boss Me, the boss with the sauce, and Rick. And so May was a hectic month. I probably wasn't even on here at all in May. It was a lot, but Death is a part of life too. So I just know that I won't leave a friend when they down. Some people is so shallow, they won't even be there for you when things going on. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll send a card, which I understand if you're busy and that's all you can do. I'm not knocking it, but I'm actually the friend that's gonna really sit there with you. You feel me? To the end. So I feel like that's a value to me. And self-worth is the value in things, or the value in yourself. So I'm just going through my list and telling you guys what the conclusion was. Since I've been like feeling this way for the last 2 days, I've seen a huge shift in my reality. Oh, I already said about saving money. Because I do one thing about me is I have money put up, baby. Okay? I like to have money but when I have money put up, it works out for me. Like when I end up cashing out for my BMW, like I had the money put up. You feel me? So that's one thing I will run up a bag. I keep my house running, and keeping the house running honestly is not something that everyone can do. I see that as a value to me. I see it as self-worth to me. I'm not saying that homeless people aren't worthy or don't have value, because everyone has value, but their value, their self-worth, their self-value would be something different from mine, because there are people who obviously can't run a home. They live on the sidewalk, or like, not what I'm saying. So to me, I see that as a value, because it is a big thing to run a house, especially with children. Good God. I make money, I hustle, I'm ambitious. I was like, okay, yes, definitely, that's me to the T. Like even now, y'all, I got the the body scrubs. Y'all can't see them, the body scrubs. So that's what we doing now. We doing the body scrubs and the body oils. Hustling. I hustle. Like I said, I don't work like a 9 to 5, but I work. I'll still make money. Money has to be made. Money makes the world go round. I see the value in others, in everybody. And you know what? And I think that's an awesome thing about me, right? Is that I see the worth in everyone, even a homeless person on the corner, right? Even whatever. Even like, I'm one of those people that, like, if there's a wino in front of a liquor store, like as I'm giving them the $1 or whatever, or $2, I actually listen to what their story is. I actually get their advice. You know what I mean? Like, I still see the value in others, even when they don't see it in themselves. I look at my mistakes and find ways not to repeat them. I think that's good value. Self-worth. I'm open to learning new things and new ways of doing them. I said that I am dependable 90% of the time, because, and my last one is I'm very considerate. And I say I'm dependable 90% of the time because sometimes if I just don't want to do the ish, I ain't gonna do it. But it ain't even the end of my list. That's just some things I wrote about myself that made me think about my self-worth, what I love about myself. And as I was writing these and thinking about them and going through my mind and thinking of, you think of all the stories that go along with what you're saying about yourself. And I had this good ass feeling like, you know what? You do got some good qualities about yourself, right? That's why I encourage you guys to do this. Please do this exercise. Google what self-worth is, and then sit down and write 50 things that are valuable about yourself. Okay? And so for the last 2 days, I noticed that I ain't been taking nobody's ish. Well, I don't take nobody's ish anyway, but it's different now, because when I love people, I still tend to take a little bit of their ish. But now I ain't really tolerating too much. I'm giving people grace, and I ain't going out of my way to start with nobody. But I just see that because I've been really looking at my self-worth and the value that I bring to a friendship or the conversation or whatever, it's making me just up the bar on things, if it makes sense. And just in my reality, I have seen how people have been responding to that based on what I believe my self-worth is. And it's funny because even earlier I went to a clothing store, right? And I bought my little baby a pair of Jordans. Actually, I'm gonna do a haul. Because I went thrifting too, but I went to an actual store too. And I bought my baby a pair of brand new Jordans. And then the owner of the store gives me my baby a pair of Uggs, brand new Uggs, in a box, never worn. And I was just like, thank you. I'm so grateful. Like, thank you so much. Like, I really was humbled and grateful. And then I was like, well, of course, because people always give you stuff in your reality. You always are chosen to win or have things or be blessed with things or blessed in, like the way I talk to myself, the universe has no choice but to make anybody move. So because I just kind of, I wasn't even tripping off because I already bought the Jordans, right? That was a lot. So then, as I was looking at more of the kids stuff, I seen the Uggs, and I was like, these are cute. And I was like, I'm gonna come back and get these, when I got another day, right? And then the owner ends up giving me the Uggs, and it was just like, wow, you are so powerful. You think a thought and it instantly creates. People move and bend to your self-worth or how you see yourself, or you create your reality based on the thoughts and assumptions that you have. And just plain old, if you want something in your reality, it gets to you without delay. I didn't have to wait a day to get the Uggs for my baby. I didn't have to wait till my next little payday. I didn't have to wait, because and also too, like, even when I save money, I hate to go into my savings. So when I buy stuff, I don't go into my savings to buy it. So just the way I do my money, it's like I didn't have to do none of that. I instantly got the Uggs in my 3D because I instantly just said that I wanted those for my baby. That is how we command our reality. So I want you guys to really think about your self-worth. I want you to write down the things that you see in yourself, the things that you value about you, because these are, and this is going to be a master list, because these will be things that you will look at on the days you're feeling down, on the days you're feeling unsure, on the days you haven't heard from your specific person. And I'm not manifesting or affirming that for me or anybody. I'm just saying that mama always said there'd be days like this, right? But these are the days when you can pull out that journal and you can read that list and you can reassure yourself, renew yourself, re-manifest, reaffirm, remind yourself of how amazing you are, how you create your reality, and everything is working in your favor and everything is working to give you what you want in your reality. And that things are going to be okay no matter what the 3D is trying to show you, okay? So I just encourage you guys. I hope you guys do it. If you guys do the self-worth challenge, right, could you please write it in my comment section on the comment of the video? Let me know that you did it. Maybe even write one. Can y'all write one self-worth value you have, please, in the comment section? I feel like I never really asked y'all for this. So I hope if y'all love me how I love y'all gonna comment one self-worth value you have in you, okay? I might even get on there and write one of mine too, okay? Anyways, YouTube, I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.